You have to you have to tell me about your brew though. Like, how are
Oh,
you?
I'll tell
What's
you.
your method of choice
Yes, yes,
and all of that? Okay, so we've got the tests open here. Can you see that?
I can see it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to set up my camera at a favorable place.
Font size increase. Yeah, there we go.
So we're resurrecting GL form fields, uh, and I wasn't finished with it, so we have some unit tests to write. But it seems like maybe there's a validators.spec, but is there also a form field validators.spec? Like, did I just commit a completely empty file that's not referencing anything?
Yeah, this is the completely empty file validators spec.js. Oh, there's form field valid. They're both empty.
All right. I think we
Let's see
want
here.
form field validator. I think the other one is not
Yeah,
needs.
because the component is called form field validators. Okay, so let's go to validators. Although there's a validators JS file,
Which is
is
also empty.
is validators spec to test
Yes,
validators
yes, yes, yes. That's
JS?
right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, yes.
Okay, well, we're not doing that today. That's all right. So first things first, let's just copy a bunch of this stuff and then start deleting things because I don't know about you, but that's how I write my tests.
Oh yeah.
If only there was some sort of smart test. Uh,
I know what you're referencing, but I don't want to talk about it.
okay, where did my compile thing go? There it is. We're gonna raise this so it doesn't go away.
So I think the only thing we need to can we do maybe start by doing some it to dos and let's just list out the cases that we kind of need to do.
Yeah, sure. Here, we'll get the other file open. So it dot to do.
Today's
What does
coffee
it do?
is some QV coffee, some Columbia medium roast.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it should call the validators with
Yes.
the prop, with value prop.
Value. Yeah, that's a good idea.
It should not call validators when told not to.
Sounds great. This is like
It
this
to do.
this is like the
Should
spec
it?
for programming language. Um
Yeah.
let's
What
do
else
it.
should it do?
Let's do it does not render anything.
Should not render anything ever,
Ever. Yeah.
forever.
That's it. I think that's it.
Yeah, we can do like some fun optimizations, I suppose, um, later on. But
Yeah. Cool.
okay, what do we actually need from all this stuff that I copied? We need mount. We don't need nexttick. We don't need map values. Don't need that. Don't need these. I don't think we need that. We'll use validators, sure.
I don't think we
We
need
can
any of
delete.
the test data stuff.
We
Yeah.
need test value, and it'll be root.
Yeah.
Okay. Create the wrapper, and we'll give it a test. We'll give it props, and the props will be test. It'll just be empty, and then in here we'll do return mount. Or we like to set the wrapper in the create wrapper function. I'm not entirely sure why, but you know, it's probably good. be consistent. Form field validator. Props data. Spread the stuff we pass in. We want value to be test value. We want validators to be required, and we want should validate to be true. Actually, and we're gonna do, we should spy on this. We should spy on this validator. How do you do that with jest? You just do a jest dot mock validators, right? And now everything in there
Do we
is,
need to mock validators? Like, do we want to let's just import required and just see if it, do you want to mock it?
well, yeah, because how do we know we're calling it?
Oh, I see what you're saying. We could also just pass in, I see what you're saying. We could also just pass in a list of just
That's
spies.
true. We'll do that. We'll do that. Okay, it should call validators with value prop. All right, so for this, what we want to do is we want to create some validators. So
So maybe,
const
yeah, that's a good idea.
validators equals just.fn, just.fn. Just 3 seems like a good number. I don't know why. It just feels
No,
right.
yeah, that's usually when loops start.
Does it bother you that there's like no easy way to create like an array of constants in JavaScript?
What do you mean?
Like you got to do like new array 20 or 10
Fill and like,
dot mat, and then that doesn't even really work
yeah.
because it has a length of 10, but it doesn't iterate over the empty things.
Yes. No, I see what you're saying. Yes, that is frustrating. But I have like ingrained in my head array number dot fill 0 dot map, whatever. And it's like,
That's yeah.
it's so
It's
good.
still kind of annoying though.
Yeah. Um,
There should be,
it's embarrassing how other languages have cool like range functions and stuff. And
yeah, or just like whole constructs where you can do like 1.5.
yeah, yeah.
All right, we want to create the wrapper.
Create.
We want to pass in our new validators.
Yep.
Let's just see expect, or let's see here, validators
Do it right away. Yeah.
that for each validator expect validator dot to be called with test value.
Sweet.
What did we get?
Oh. Oh,
2 failed, 2 total.
the to do has to be removed.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh, that was too
Oh.
much.
Oh.
Just vimming too hard over here. Oh, we got a check mark.
Sweet.
I'm going to go over to validators.js and delete whatever I put in there so that it stops running.
Besker. Okay. Awesome.
All right. We did it. We did it.
Great.
What doesn't it like about this, huh?
It may
What's
not
wrong
like,
with you?
yeah, what is it not liking?
Replace to be called with its canonical name.
Of what? To
I
have
don't know
been
that.
called with. It's to have been called with. That's the
Uh,
that's weird. Okay. Wow. Cool.
the interesting linter issue. All
It
right.
should not call validators when told not to.
We're gonna copy the same function here. Except we're also gonna say
After all, we know that
should.
one passes. That's how we write a whole test suite. We just copy the test block that passes into all of our other test cases, and everything works.
And then we add a little knot in here.
Ooh, interesting.
And look at that. It runs. It passes. This is some hardcore TDD that you're seeing right now, Lee.
Awesome.
I think
It should not render anything ever forever.
yeah, this is test deferred development.
I think we can just create the wrapper here. And then expect wrapper.html to be. Do you think they put a comment node in there?
No, I think it's empty.
Oh, it's still to dude. All right, we have tests.
Oh my gosh, we wrote all the tests passing first try.
All right. We need it. We need one more though. It dot to do should. Well, we don't need the to do. Should emit update
Oh
with.
yes. You're right.
Is this like the Boolean result or the string, or
It's the string.
it's the string with error message with the result of the validator.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, and now we can create a wrapper.
So let's create the wrapper and then let's set the prop to value of empty and then assert that it did it. So it's doing by the
Wrapper dot set prop.
set porpoise.
No,
Is it? I think it's set props. I think it's actually props. You think it's actually set? I think it's an object.
Set props. So first we'll say expect wrapper dot emitted update to be no, I don't know. What is it at the beginning? We'll find
I
out.
think it's actually going to emit an empty string at the very beginning, but we'll see.
All right. This is deferred, so wrapper dot emitted update to be, and we'll say a string.
We're back on fun fields, yeah, geo fun fields.
Yes, we are.
Awesome, awesome. No, I'm happy about it. Very happy.
It's undefined.
Okay, we might need the next ticker here.
Oh yeah, because it's a watcher.
Um.
Ooh, okay. Import next tick from view. Async. Actually, do you think I can just await this? I think
Maybe
that'll work.
that's a good idea.
No.
Wait.
Oh, it did. It did emit something. It emitted a function.
That's did it really? Oh, oh no. Yes, it emitted a function. Yes, I know what's going on. Can we replace expect any string with just an empty string right now so we can actually see the value that came out of it? When that all is said and done. Required, the validator takes in the message. It's a function that returns a function. Required is.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, and maybe that's not very obvious, but
this is a required field.
yeah.
No, that isn't clear. That isn't clear at all. I understand why we did that though.
I don't know what we want to do to improve that, maybe, but
wow.
Oh yeah.
Just a bunch of good coders over here.
yeah. All right. Cool. That's great. So this worked.
Yeah, let's see. Does the linter complain at all? No fly checkers. We are in the green.
Great. Do you want to push up a fix up commit of this?
F. Yes. This one. Do 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 do. All right. It's on its way.
Sweet. Okay.
So while that's pushing, catch me up. Are we? Is this part of the form fields, or is form fields done, and this is a kind of bolt on top of it? We split it out into kind of a validator and the actual generator, so to speak. Awesome.
This is a great question. So this is a implementation detail of form fields. So this unit is not expected to be imported outside of GitLab UI, this component. But what was happening with the original problem was because of view reactivity and everything was computed, anytime any value changed, we would run the validators for everything again.
Right.
And so somehow we needed to make it smarter so that it was selective of what state it was updating based on what nested state it was watching.
Mhm.
And I tried one round of that and I didn't like what happened because I didn't put it to a separate component, created a whole bunch of watchers inside of the main component, and it got very convoluted. But I had a test there to ensure that we were still doing it. So with that test, I then realized components are just state watchers. So I just pulled this form field validator component out to watch for the value, the validators, and it will update whenever those change. And that was working really great. And my
Awesome.
integration test still passed. So that was a nice refactor. So
Wicked.
yeah, there's some comments and trying to explain why it's there. But I think we
I
could
hope
put,
you've got use case ready for when this hits, when this gets merged.
well, I've also had someone reach out because related to Vue 3, it sounds like one of the validator libraries that's used in the customer's project or something else, they're wanting to move away from it. So I think,
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool.
Are you optimizing?
I'm trying to think about it. You know, so like find would return the function, but it would have to run the function. So that doesn't really save us anything. Same with some. Some bails right at the beginning. JavaScript.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you could do the what would they call it? I forgot what the functional term for it would be, but if when I create a map, I haven't streamed through everything yet. Like if I could, you know,
Oh yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe one
I would
day.
even take like a reduce while.
Ah, how interesting. Reduce
Yeah.
while. That's a good idea. I could see that being the catalyst for some sort of deferred streaming thing. I think this
Yeah.
was good to do. And then I think we had the docs was maybe the other to do.
Oh boy. All right.
Do we want to just copy something from somewhere and just replace?
Form group. Pretty similar. Form group.
Great, let's do it.
We could just start writing usage. Form field, we'll say GL form fields provides a form builder functionality, form builder functionality for ease of building simple forms out of other GitLab UI form components. Provide technical information on how to use the component. Add code examples if relevant.
Can we drop a code example? We can take it from the
Story.
Story.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Where is actually? I know we have it in here somewhere. I remember seeing it.
The story's gotta be there in the template of the story. Oh,
Yeah, but I figured we could add the type information here as well. That's one thing that I really like about the new drop down docs. Interface
props.
fields.
Good one. You just
Yeah, we'll do props. We'll start at the top. Props. Form field props. Form field props takes a fields, which is a map of, well, we won't say that because that's like a different thing. String field definitions.
Are you banished to the kitchen, Paul?
I am. I'm actually making coffee. This is why. This is what's happening right now. I'm banished to the kitchen. Yeah. I've got my coffee ground, and I have my coffee making apparatus ready.
You just have to milk the cow now.
Yeah. I have to mute myself while Bessie's here. She's loud.
Something like that. And then values is type of key, form ID.
I see. I see what you're saying.
Is a string.
Yeah.
Right. That's how you specify that they're matchy.
I think you're right. I think field definitions actually, instead of being the key of T, I think it would be like T
E key.
No. Let's keep it like that. I almost wouldn't even specify the generic there because I don't want to freak people out. You know?
But well, I understand. I'll make sure this is right before I push it up.
Cool.
Because and then field definitions.
That's in here some. Oh, yes, I did in this JS doc style.
Field definitions. E has a validators, right?
Does have validators?
Which take value T. Does it take anything else?
I don't think so. Let's see.
I know we were talking about passing in the whole form, so you could do multi field validators.
Oh yes, and I looked into that, and
It's scary.
no. It's still doable as we have it because the parent component has the state of all the values, so you can actually do. You could do the validator just based on your state.
Ah.
I think. It's not as functional and nice as like it could be, but I don't know. For some reason, my memory of this is a little, there's some cracks there.
This is just an object, we don't care. And then there's a label, which is a string.
Yes.
Does that type out nicely?
Yeah, I think it sounds good. Map value is yes. And map value is optional, I think. So validators, Yes.
I think it looks like they're all optional.
Except, I think except label, actually.
And this is actually an array.
Oh, you'll put yeah, you actually do the array bit at the end of it. It's
Oh, really?
you do the function with array thing at the end of it. Yeah. It's weird.
You know, when TypeScript first came out, everyone was just doing like array. It's a
works.
lot easier to read, man.
Oh yeah.
I guess maybe it depends on these more like complicated
Yeah.
types. Input. Yeah.
The reason the surrounding with brackets doesn't work is because TypeScript kind of supports tuples, and that's how you do like you expect only one tuple thing. Yeah.
We should maybe add a little bit of documentation here.
We'll
do it below.
You can copy the ones from the JS doc.
Oh yeah. Label, the only required thing.
Label, the only required thing. That's the best property title. It doesn't tell you what it does. It's just the only required thing.
Intermediate. Space them out so it's a little easier to read. Oh.
I guess it'd be a good opportunity when this does get merged to look at some of our legacy stuff. You know, a lot of the settings that are still hanging around in Haml, where we've got weird settings pages with some view components mixed in amongst like Haml forms, etc.
Yeah.
Maybe if it makes it really easy to migrate a Haml form over to a view component where we've kind of got a bit of a mix and match at the moment.
Yeah. Do you have any concerns about like being more data driven? Our ability to test and assert that it's correct and things, like, do you think being data driven has a hidden cost to it, or do you think it's going to just be helpful?
It seems helpful to me, but if can you sort of give an example or elaborate a little bit?
Well, I just mean like maintaining a view template is different than maintaining a large JSON object. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And is one preferable than another? Hopefully our JSON object isn't large. I think it's going to be nothing but helpful because the view template so much.
I think it is what you're sort of saying, that so at the moment we would test our view component that would have hard-coded fields in it, and you can test those hard-coded fields. If we're defining a JSON object or an object that we're passing to this component, and this component's got its own tests, then we kind of don't need to test the JSON object. Yeah, that then becomes a bit tricky. So, but you would, yeah, what would you test?
I mean, I guess you could full mount and do just some kind of like integration testing thing with it.
I think you would, wouldn't you? Because you want to test that, you know, if I type this in this box, this in this box, and this in this box, and hit save, then it emits this object, something like that.
Yeah.
That might even be something that's worth us documenting, what our sort of suggestion, if we're allowed to have a bias as to how you test an implementation of this.
I think I'd like for us to merge this. And
try and use it.
Never talk to me about it again. I'm joking. I'd like for us to merge this. Let's try to use it and figure out what happens there. And then let's go back and document it and then announce it. And then like let's share it with everybody. Use
awesome.
Here's an example of how we used it. So
Yeah, love it.
The form element. Uh, Is that all the ID is good for?
Yeah, that sounds, I think so. Yeah, that's great.
I don't like the wording so much of these two, but show by example will probably be easiest.
Yeah.
Why does your spell check not like the word submission?
That's a good question.
Is it what's the word?
It's the line length actually. It doesn't like.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it
Oh.
was DB and I, if it was non-inclusive.
I don't know.
No.
We gotta, that would actually be a little ironic if there was a flag on the word submission encouraging us to submit to its, but yeah. Cool. Now that's interesting. The line length just does that word. That's an interesting.
Yeah.
Is that well, the word that takes it over the threshold, essentially?
But I guess it makes sense for things like this because that's the word you would need to just, that's the word you move over to. That's cool.
And now it goes away. It also doesn't like are named as much because it has like, I think it expects you to write in a very specific tone, but I kind of ignore that one.
Ah, what plugin? I mean, what are you even? Is this Vim or?
This is Emacs.
No, it's okay. And
Yeah.
what's the sort of linty thing that's giving you this helpful advice?
I don't remember. We can
Oh,
find out
okay.
though. We can find out.
No, because I'm interested. It's yeah, I'm trying to get myself in the habit of the whole active voice, second person imperative tone, etc. And I really struggle with it. And if I had something that was able to help me with that, that'd be really awesome. Although clearly I'm not going to jump ship to Emacs, but if it's something that I can plug into VS Code, then
Might be Proslint.
awesome. Cool. Thank you. That sounds quite appropriate. So
How was because I know that your Linux machine died some time ago, Andrew. So how was porting over Doom Max?
Actually, I started using Doom Emacs on a Mac first. So
So this was the third port of it, maybe then.
yeah, I knew going in that it was going to work at least.
Nice.
But the secret sauce is that I have I use a package manager called Nix.
Ah, you mentioned that.
Um,
That
yeah,
even works on Mac.
yes, it does. Well, with minor exception in some places,
Okay. Cool.
but yeah, you don't get like the fun automatic system D service kind of stuff from it,
Mm,
unfortunately.
so
Which means, but there's some good translations to like launch CTL stuff for important things like the Emacs daemon and GPG agent and that kind of stuff.
interesting. Interesting. Cool. Wow.
Yeah. So the
Nice.
idea is you run one command and it like brings up the whole machine again, your whole home directory and everything.
Nice. Nice.
All
Uh,
right.
so now we just want to throw in a code example, which I think we can. And
For example, look at the story.
I'm great with that. Yeah, we can totally do that, right? Like, why
why
are we?
duplicate?
Do we want? Are we okay with that or not?
Yeah.
Look at
It
this.
covers
It covers
it
everything.
covers usage of map value, validators, uh, custom form, Elements
All the goodies.
and input answers.
I love it. It's great.
Whatever happened to I think I saw it was either Peter or Paul posted this in Slack. It was like whatever happened to the view source code on our stories. Do you know what happened to that?
Oh, I definitely asked about that because
Oh,
yeah,
maybe yeah,
I don't know what the answer is though.
me neither.
Cool. I think this is good to go. This is pretty good. Edge
Uh,
cases. No.
do we have any edge cases?
No, but this is deprecated.
Deprecate immediately. You know, I added a field to the GraphQL API that I was almost tempted to deprecate like immediately.
We add the new field. It's not a
Yeah.
bad idea. Yeah.
We need this right now, but please don't.
That sounds like that reminds me of Sarah. And she would, whenever she would introduce something and didn't want anyone to actually depend on it or use it, she named it some really long, ridiculous name.
Yeah.
Put people away.
I always recommended that. You gotta like really. I remember that we did like a big CSS migration. It was like, really, please don't use this one. Like, go look somewhere else. Don't look here. What are you doing?
Right.
Line length is important to me, so I will fix the.
That's what I quite like actually about the alpha on the GraphQL fields. They don't even appear in the autocomplete. But I suppose that's both a pro and a con, isn't it? Sometimes it can be a pain, but
Yeah.
we're kind of not encouraging anyone too much to use them.
All right. There's one more thing with form fields I'm realizing. And we might have just about enough time to take care of it. Do you want to
Sure.
try it out?
Yeah.
It was because I didn't add the label ID stuff. So it was using field sets. So we might need to start the storybook to get feedback on what we change here.
Sure. What if I told you it was running this whole time?
What? Wow.
Where's Zoom?
My-
Zoom. Zoom, where's my bar Zoom?
I think if you whistle, it will emit
That's a cool feature of Zoom, it's like, hey, we'll expand full screen if you whistle.
that's what your car keys are supposed to do, right?
New share. We're just gonna do the whole desktop. Buckle up, everybody.
Uh-oh.
I think my 40 something inch wide can handle that.
All right,
Yes,
can you play with it and double check that it works? So we're transforming things to all caps. Oh yeah, I added this to test to show that like, oh yeah, we gotta.
Oh, it does work.
Yeah,
Nice. Why so surprised, Andrew?
we just talked about this issue and I wasn't sure if I handled it or not.
Ah,
Yeah, so you see how I'm just using the state works.
Okay. Because yeah, because we were talking about how we weren't sure how this was gonna work, but yeah, this actually, you know what? This is actually probably fine. This is a fine way to do it.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Look at that. Form submission.
that is awesome.
Favorite item keyboards. Ooh, could be pizza though. Okay. Let's bring up the
Oh, look at those field sets. They're legendary.
Okay. We'll
So
put
we
this
don't
part
like,
over here.
apparently we don't like field sets.
Okay.
So this, Peter mentioned the fix, I think, in one of the comments.
I've done this enough.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Don't provide the label for attribute.
yeah. Which means we need an ID. Ideally, we generate those. We can do, what can we do?
I wonder if is that bad practice?
We can
Maybe not.
do ID equals field. Or, sorry, label for equals field. Dot ID or something. Should we just say it needs to be in the input adders and then make it required?
No, 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 no.
We want to generate
Figure it out.
IDs.
Yeah, that's fine. We can generate IDs. I
Okay.
thought we could potentially hook into how Bootstrap does it, but I'm starting to think maybe that's not going to work out. But
I don't think Bootstrap really does it.
let's just use
mean, they
load as unique ID.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got unique ID. How do we build this out that saves them and doesn't regenerate them? So
Does it do we care if it regenerates them?
there's, yeah, I'll show you.
Okay. If we do, that's fine.
I'll show you. So if we just if this is like a method or something, but for the sake of showing off, we'll say we just call unique. All right, I guess we do need a method. Make ID. Unique ID. Field. Okay. Okay.
I
So
think you
let's see
need to
here.
return something. You were very Ruby just then.
Shows where my head's been at the past few days, I guess. All right. So we say make ID.
So
And
this
over
makes
here we say
this
make
makes sense.
ID.
Yes, I see. These will be two different IDs. Yes.
Yeah.
This makes sense. My question is, do subsequent renders need to have the same ID?
Strong note. Oh, shaking of the head there. I don't see why.
Did the ID work? Oh yeah, field 60, field 61. Yeah, so that's not working. That makes sense. Let's go to if you scroll up to on our template.
Could we? No, we couldn't.
And fields to render is where we actually have decorated the fields. So we can get
okay.
the ID here easy, very easy.
Const ID equals.
I actually have to hop off. So sorry.
I'm happy to be a rubber duck for another 10 minutes or so if you want, Andrew.
I think we almost have this figured out, right?
Yeah.
So we'll put it in this scope slot attribute so it gets passed down if you're using a scope slot, and if not, we'll put it here.
Yep.
As well. Do we want to put it above here in case you pass your own? No, we're not expecting you to do that, right? So we can just do field dot ID here. We do field dot ID here.
Yeah, that should be it.
And we look in here and we see divs. We have form field for GL form field 76. The input has GL form field 76. We've done it.
Woohoo! All right,
Work.
go ahead and push this up. The test might need to be slightly updated because we updated the validation stuff, but that's easy to do. I can do that. So thanks, Andrew. This is super helpful.
You're
Good to see you
welcome.
both.
Thanks
Alright.
thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
Catch
I
you
hope your
later.
coffee's
Catch you all
good.
later. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.